Hello there. Today we will be replacing a SIM reader on a HTC Desire 610. The first things first, we will have to dismantle it to get to the SIM reader, and this is how we do it. So the first thing we will have to do is we will have to dismantle the phone by taking off 8 T5 screws and 2 Phillips heads. Okay, once we remove all the screws, now we have to remove the plastic casing. You can use any prior tool that you have or you are comfortable with, and just put them in and pull it upward. And there is a hook which is holding onto the motherboard. We will have to release it so that we can lift it up. And if it's still stuck like mine had, just release the rest of the clips and lift it up like this. Okay, so before doing anything on the motherboard, the first thing you have to do is removing the battery. And as we will be taking the motherboard out, we will have to disconnect all the connecting cables on the motherboard, which is antenna and the vibrator. There is another anchor kind of a hook on the motherboard which you will have to release in order to lift the motherboard up. And there should be 2 ribbon cables connected underneath this motherboard. So when you're gonna lift the motherboard up, one should be released itself, which is for the LCD screen, I suppose, and the next one is for the digitizer. Okay, so the bottom one has been released itself, and we will have to release the digitizer manually. And for the people who are actually replacing the digitizer, they just has to heat it up and you know, take this ribbon cable out, and you should be able to, you should be okay. Okay, as we are replacing the SIM reader, which is this piece, the problem with this SIM reader is that it's not holding the SIM card. When you push it in, it does not hold it, it releases it. I'll be giving you a little demonstration. There you go. There you go. See, it's not sticking. I mean, it's not sticking in, it's not holding it in. So I don't know how to fix that, but I know how to replace the whole thing, so I'll be replacing that. Okay, as we will be using the heat gun to remove this, what we are going to be doing, we are going to be removing this back camera as well. So it's sticky, it's got the tape on it, you know, to hold it in place. So we're gonna remove that. Underneath it there is a ribbon cable. We will just have to unclip it and take it out. As it's got some plastic material around it, we won't be able to remove those, as it's the headphone jack and the sensor. I think you can take out the sensor, but I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna stick some Kapton tape on it, which is heat resistant, and I'll start uh, with taking out the simulator. Okay, I'm going to hook this motherboard onto the board holder, as I'll be doing some pushing and pulling. Obviously it's not gonna be comfortable if I leave it on the ground. Okay, so there we go, we've got it on the PCB or motherboard holder. So we'll start taking it off. First thing we're gonna do, we're gonna apply some flux. Then we are gonna heat it up, and we are going to heat it up till the solder melts. Sometimes you have to apply some more solder just to wet the dry joints, and as if it's more solder, it melts quicker. Okay, I think, yeah, it's starting to come off, and it's come off now, so it's gonna melt and it's gonna look ugly and all that, but it will just start it coming off, and it's coming off. Yep, it has all come off. I'm just gonna see how it looks under the microscope. Is everything okay? Like, no solder pads come off with the simulator itself, or anything wrong has happened while I was taking it off. So I think nothing has gone wrong with it. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reflow all the joints. So after the reflowing is done, we're just gonna use the new part. Let me show you how the new part looks like. There we go, that's the new part which we will be putting it on. Okay, I'm just checking the alignment. Maybe will I have to do it. So what I've decided to do, instead of soldering it, I'm going to put it on with the heat gun, and once I do that, I'm just gonna just for the sake of surety, I'm gonna solder them as well. Find you know find it easier to do it with the heat gun rather than soldering them one by one. I'm checking whether the solder has melted or not. As soon as the solder melts, I'll put the new one on. I think solder has melted enough, so I'm just gonna put the new part on and let it find its place, and just stick on the board. Okay, that seems done. As I said earlier, that I'm just gonna make sure that all the pads are well connected to the pins of the sim reader. I'm checking that just to be make sure that the job I've done is right, and kind of reflowing them as well. Okay, the next thing we will be doing is cleaning. And once we are done with the cleaning, we are just going to test whether our problem has disappeared, which was sim reader was not holding the SIM card in, but instead it was throwing it out. Okay, so as you can see, it's holding the SIM card. Voila! Finally, we are done. I mean, I have ended the video a little bit because it actually really took me a lot longer than I'm trying to make the video as short as I can, and there we go. It's connecting perfectly. So we are just gonna put everything back together, and we are gonna test whether it's working or not. Okay, so there is, we are testing it. I'm just gonna wait for it to actually get the reception. As the area I'm located in, we've got the worst reception ever. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna leave it for a bit and come back and see the reception is okay. So we've done that. So the reception is there, and I'm gonna try and make a phone call, and it has made a phone call successfully. So that means the job is done, and thank you for watching. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.